Hello and welcome to my channel, AutoCAD tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how these helical gears were constructed using the 3D command on AutoCAD. You can see here that there are two different gear sizes. The helical gears in a mesh. One is of diameter 100 and the smaller gear is of diameter 50. And here again, the number of teeth here is 20 on the smaller gear, and on the bigger gear it is 40. So it is a gear ratio of 1 to 2. So I'm going to recreate this very drawing now on a new window so that you can follow and see how this drawing was created. So I'm going to switch over to a new window now. So the next thing is to set up my drawing units. So I simply type UN. I type UN and choose units. And from this drop down window, I have to do my setup here. So on the length type, I will choose decimal. On precision, I will choose 0.0. And on insertion scale, I'm going to choose millimeters. On angle type, I will choose decimal degrees. Precision is 0, so I click OK. That's enough for that setup. OK. Switch the view to top view. OK. First, I will start with the diameter of the big gear. So move on to the draw panel and choose circle and choose center diameter. I click here and enter 100. So this is 100. Now enter the second diameter, which is the diameter of the smaller gear. Now enter 50. Okay, here now I have the diameters of the two circles. The next I will do is to create the tooth profile of the gear. So I'm going to draw a 9x4 okay. I'm going to move this rectangle, highlight it, move it from the center, geometric center of that, and place it here. Okay, so I now have to start to create the tooth profile. Now I'm going to break this rectangle using the extrude command in the modify panel. So I click on modify here and choose explode and explode this very rectangle. Now with the offset command, I'm going to offset this line by 1 on both sides. I enter 1, then offset this 1 distance away this way, 1 this way. Enter. Now with the trim command, I'm going to remove these ones. Now it's time to create this curve. So I come onto the arc command and choose start end direction. So I click my start from here, end it here. Okay, so it should be okay for me. Okay. So the next thing I'll do is to mirror this onto the left side of it. So on the modify panel, I choose mirror, click on this, mirror from this very point. I'll have to check the auto mode to keep it steady. Okay, so that is done. Okay, so with the trim command, I'm going to remove this, then select this, I'll remove them as well. Select this, and this, and erase them. Okay, now I'm left with this. So I'm going to use the join commands to join those line and curves. Click on join and join this. Okay, so one of the two profiles is now created. So I'm going to draw a line here. Okay. The line from this very point, right? Then copy this and put it here. You can copy this, pick it from this very point and place it here. Place it here. Okay. Okay, so I will now mirror this or rotate it at an angle 180. So I click on this, rotate at this very point and enter 180. Okay, that's done. Now remove this one now. So the next thing I will do now is to trim this off with the trim command. I'm going to trim this and also trim this. Okay. Now the number of teeth on this is 20. Now this two thickness is 4. So to get the number of teeth on this very circumference, I'll have to divide the circumference of this very circle by 4, then divide again by 2. So when I did that, I got 20. So I'm going to use the array command to distribute this tooth profile around the periphery of this very circle. So I'll use the polar array command to do that. So I come to the modify panel, click on the array command and choose polar array. I write what I'm going to array, then choose the center. Okay, I have 6, so I'll right click again, click items and enter 20. Exit the command. I'll do same again. Since this is 20 and the gear ratio is 1:2, so the number of teeth on this side will be 40. So use the polar array command again, click on it, highlight this very one, choose the center, enter the number of items, add 40. Right click and execute the command. Okay, so the next thing I'll do now is to trim off some portions of this very circle. So I go to the trim command, click, trim this, bit faster. Okay, I'll do the command. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is to use the join command to join all broken lines. Join them all command. Okay. So now I have one polyline. Okay, so I'm going to draw the center circles for the shaft and also create the keyway. So I will click on and enter a centered circle of 40. Put another circle with diameter 70. 70. Okay. And the smallest circle, pitch 20. And draw another circle of 35. 35. Okay. So the next thing is to create the keyway for these two gears. So I'm going to use the rectangle command to do that. So here I'm going to create a rectangle of 3 by 8. Okay. Create another rectangle of 5 by 3 or 3 by 5. Okay. I'm going to move this rectangle, carry from there, and place it at the contact point of the very circle. Okay, put it there. Do the same for this. Move this. Put it from the center and drop it here, the quadrant point. Okay. Now with the trim command, I'm going to trim off this, and trim off this. I'll do the same here. I'm going to trim off this, and trim off this. Okay. So the join command again, I'm going to join all the broken lines. Okay, you can see this is right. Draw a line of 80. Enter. Then move the whole of this. Pick it from the center and drop it here. Okay. Now I'm going to rotate this and see how the meshing looks like. So I click on this, right click and choose rotate. Rotate. I'm going to rotate it from the very center. So click on this and check the auto mode and move it around. You can see how the movement is. Okay. Now I'm going to switch to isometric view. So I click on this, click on the view, and choose this view. Now I'm going to draw a line from this center, line of 20. Check the auto mode, 20 units up. Draw another line of 20 from here. Hit enter. Now I will start to twist and extrude. So come to the modeling panel and click and choose sweep. I'm going to start with this. Click, enter. I right click again and choose twist. Now this I'm going to choose angle -20. -20. Enter. I right click again and choose base point. Choose here as my base point. Then choose a path. Okay, that is done. Sweep this one as well. Click on sweep. Click on this. Right click and choose enter. Right click and choose sweep twist. Here I'm going to choose 20 now. Enter. Select base point. Path. So the next thing I'll do now is to extrude. I'm going to extrude this 2 and this. To 40. Enter. So I think it is now to subtract one from the other. But before then, I'll use the union command to unite this and this. Use the union command again. Unite this and this. Okay, so it's now time to subtract one from the other. I'm going to subtract this very one from this, and also subtract this very one, this inner one from the outer one. So I use the subtract command to do that. So I go to solid subtract, click on solid subtract, click on this, and select the one I want to subtract. Look at this, and click. That's done. I'll do the same thing here. Click on solid subtract, click on this first, and subtract this. Now I'm going to use the fillet edge to edge this very sharp top. So I click on this and enter the radius, enter 3 as radius, and radius this very portion, enter, click enter again, and also do the same for this very one, enter again. Okay, so let's view and see how it looks like now. So I switch over to the home and choose on the view, I choose realistic view. Copy the command to move it around for you to see. Hit and completed. Okay, so that is it. You can see the meshing point that is properly meshed.